The economy grew 4% in the third quarter, the slowest since 2021, as public works stalled and confidence was shaken by corruption probes and political noise. Investors now face a market that looks cheap on paper but feels risky in reality. The question is the Philippines a bargain that reprices when governance improves, or a value trap if confidence doesn't return? Joining us now is CuUnjieng, a veteran investment banker and an independent director of the Maharlika Investment Corporation, as we talk about how policy, politics, and perception are reshaping market confidence and capital flows. Hi, Stevie. Good morning, and thank you for being here with us.
And thank you for inviting me for the first time on your show.
Yeah, and this definitely won't be the last, Stevie. You're a veteran investment banker. You've seen all sorts of economic cycles, from boom to bust. Q3 GDP came in at a dismal 4%. What's your real read on the economy right now?
We are in the yellow light phase. What we don't know is will the light turn green or will the light turn red? Because we're at a very curious juncture. I mean, somebody my age, I'm 66, we've seen worst. Basically, 1983 to 86, where the economy actually shrunk, and we had a both political and economic crisis. Same thing in the aftermath of 1997, where regionally all the Southeast Asian economies shrunk. The opposite would be like 2005, when there was hello Garci and everything, and we were able to pivot away from that and continue on the prior path. So we're at a stage right now where things are worrisome, issues are serious, but it is still within the government's control to basically address it comprehensively and substantially, or not. And therefore, whether we're a yellow light turning to green or a yellow light turning to red is frankly within their control.
Interesting analogy. We're in the yellow light zone. We could go red, we could go green. Stevie, what might tip that balance? The ball is in the court of the government. What can they do? What might make it turn red and what might make it turn green?
Okay, I think if you look at the situation we feel now, which is a legitimate crisis and very serious. Basically, you have to do two things. You have to look back and you have to look forward, and both substantially. And what do I mean by that? Look back means people who brought us to this situation have to be made accountable. Charges have to be filed, they have to face justice, etc., etc. And the people who face justice need to be major players, not just sort of fall guys, to be blunt. What is the going forward part? One of the lines that really irritates me when we have a crisis is everybody says, oh, heads must roll. And my attitude is, so what? If you replace that head with a similar situation, similar person, or a situation where the same abuses and temptations are there, what substantially will happen? So you have to also have fundamental changes in procedure, in process, so that people will realize, oh, we did learn something. So in that case, what does that mean? The way we procure bids, the way government projects are awarded, the way they are priced, and the way they are implemented and supervised, the people have to feel, okay, what happened prior is not going to happen anymore. So that's why I said you have to look back and you have to look forward. You can't just throw a tantrum and feel good.
That's right. We can't just throw a tantrum and feel good. We've heard it so many times that heads will roll, but we need to see action beyond that. What's the risk if the government doesn't step up? And are you optimistic that this time around we will see actual heads at the top roll?
I hope so, because, crises do have a way of focusing the mind on what is essential rather than what is frankly tangential or for show. And again, I do want to put context. This is very serious and needs to be addressed because the amounts, frankly, I think what surprised people is we're a sort of, I think most of the people in this here are not naive. In fact, one could almost say we're almost resigned to the situation. But I think this, what shocked people was the level and the depth of what's going on. So that basically, that means it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Now, it's really up to the government. They seem to be doing things that are, okay, let me say one thing very positive about the government. They're aware. They're not basically just like in denial and saying, you know, oh, this will blow over, it's nothing. No, they're aware this is a problem. They're aware this is a situation. If they weren't, the speaker would not have resigned and the independent commission would not have been formed. So at least I give them credit for awareness of the gravity. Now, what we shall see going forward is how it is addressed. As I
Yeah.
said, the going back, which is the making people who did that accountable, and the going forward that it doesn't get repeated.
Yeah. We are the ball is in the court of the government, firmly in their court, and everybody's just waiting to see what they're going to do, hoping it comes sooner.
That's why I say it's a yellow light. The most important, I think, thing for the government, for the policymakers to understand, it is still within their control. Like, for
Okay.
example, 1997, our economy crashed because of the devaluation across the region. They had to react. It was not something they could control. It went from green to red very quickly. And you have no choice but deal with it. Same thing with 83 to 86. It was red. You had to deal with it. This is still yellow. And it is not a regional thing. It is a within country thing.
Yeah.
So it is within their control.
Yes, Philippine specific. We're tight on time, but I wanted to ask you for your read on the market. We're at a 5-year low. We're at 5,600 on the PSE index. Right now, would you say that the macro story is trumping, overpowering company fundamentals?
Yes. I mean, people like my former client, Sid Kunsungi, have publicly complained about their delivering earnings growth every year, and the share price keeps dropping. So obviously the market is saying we are ignoring your good results because we're worried about the country and the macro conditions. And other companies which are delivering on their earnings, the big banks have all showed increases in their earnings, and they're down 20, 30% just this 52 weeks. They're trading at 52-week lows. And more important than trading at peso lows, they are trading at multi-year valuation lows. For example, BPI and BDO kind of trade close to 2 times book in normal times, okay? Not so good times, they trade maybe 1.5 book. That's how you value banks. BPI is trading about 1.17, 1.15 book. BDO is trading at 1.1, 1.12 book. These are almost decade-long lows. And they're still paying good dividends, and they're still delivering earnings. So, yeah, it is very cheap.
Okay. Well, Stevie, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you for giving us your real read on the economy. We're going to have you back soon to talk about things on the Maharlika front as well. So thank you, veteran investment banker Stevie CuUnjieng.
Thank you for inviting me.